Hey guys, welcome to another 8-minute deck tech with Jake and Joel are Magic. I'm Jake, that is Joel.
Hello.
Today we're going to be going over my mono white EDH commander, Sram, Senior Edificer. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. This is my general, Russian foil promo Sram. EDH is all about pimping your deck, so here is my deck. Alright, so the first section that we're going to talk about in the deck, each of these cards is a vehicle, and they queue off of SRAM's ability. Each of these vehicles can also, you'll notice, be crewed by SRAM. Aethersphere Harvester is a crew of 1, Fleet Wheel has a crew of 2, and Untethered a crew of 1. Getting into the equipment of the deck, this is all equipment that is going to protect our general SRAM. You know in EDH, as your general gets removed, he's going to go up by 2 converted mana cost each time. This can end up being quite expensive. So this is some of the equipment that we are going to tutor up with, like Enlightened Tutor. Grab this kind of stuff to make sure that SRAM doesn't get removed. Lightning Greaves is an amazing equipment. Swiftfoot Boots. I prefer Hexproof over Shroud, but you can never really go wrong with Lightning Greaves with an equip of O. Whisper Soul Cloak will likely come out. This is the equipment in the deck that is going to help SRAM win the game. You'll notice we have Moon, Silver Spear, Argentum Armor. Argentum Armor is just such an amazing equipment because it comes with permanent destruction as well. Basilisk Collar is coming in there for that Death Touch and the lifelink. If we get SRAM in a blocking position where he's somehow indestructible with, say, a Darksteel Plate, he's going to start removing things. Sword of Fire and Ice, which I really don't need to explain why it's good. Skull Clamp, because when SRAM gets removed, we're going to want to draw cards to keep up with the momentum. Sword of Feast and Famine, which, again, I don't really need to explain. It's just a very, very powerful card. Sword of Vengeance, because we get a lot of great abilities off of this card. And when you get Vigilance going on, you're really able to start swinging the game. As we move on, you'll see Batterskull and Sickle Slicer. I'm messing around with Germ in this deck because I think that SRAM he's a Voltron, we are looking for other ways to protect him, especially around the Sacrifice Outlet. Batterskull obviously is the better card here. You're able to return it, get a renewable Germ going on late game. Sickle Slicer, much more modest. So moving into our Enchantment Auras, these are cards that we are going to attach to SRAM and draw a card on the cast. Remember, if they do get countered, you are drawing a card. First couple cards we're going to talk about here help protect SRAM. These are auras that we're going to want to get on him. Hyena Umbra and its big brother Mammoth Umbra. Thank you, Rise of the Eldrazi, for giving us Totem Armor, because if this creature is destroyed, we can instead sacrifice this aura to save it. So these are some of the first auras you're going to want to get on SRAM. If you are running mono white EDH Voltron, run this card. There's no reason for you to not be running this. This is exactly what you want. Moving on past the Umbras, we do have Flicker Form. This is a card that, if there were, say, a board wipe, Flicker Form is easily like the best card that's going to protect SRAM, and not only protect SRAM, but every aura attached to him. This is a very, very, very serious card in this deck. Get Flicker Form. Spectral Ward, no real reason other than it's protecting it from all colors. It's giving it +2/+2. It's very good. Moving past that, Indestructibility, which is going to make SRAM indestructible. Daybreak Coronet. The only condition here is that you have to attach it to a creature with another aura attached. So if you don't have an aura on SRAM, you're not playing Daybreak Coronet on him. Spirit Mantle to protect him from creatures. This is most likely going to make him unblockable. Now we're going to talk about the auras that you are going to attach to your opponent's creatures. First and most notable card, Darksteel Mutation. This is pretty much going to take a general out of the game without putting them back in the command zone. Faith's Fetters, an enchantment aura. This hits a permanent. This is such a powerful card. You're gaining life off of it. It's another, Darksteel Mutation variant. Very good. Moving past that, we have Caught in the Brights. Caught in the Brights, it's not an amazing card, but we do have a small vehicle theme in the deck, so I'm just running it for the flavor. EDH is about having like certain moments where you're like, you know what, I'm going to run this just because it's cool. Moving past that, we have Captured by the Consulate, Pacifism, Revoke Privileges. So these are just a small aura removal package that are also going to draw cards off the general. Now we're talking about the cards that aren't going to cue Sram's ability. Enlightened Tutor, Steel Shaper's Gift, these are pretty much must-haves in this deck. Steel Shaper's Gift is going to grab you artifact you're looking for. Enlightened Tutor is going to grab you an artifact or enchantment card. Here's the cards that protect the player. We were just talking about it. Now we're talking about the only creatures in the deck. Here they are. Pure Steel Paladin, Heliod's Pilgrim, and Stonehewer Giant. Now we're talking about board wipe. First card I'm going to talk about is Perilous Vault. It's going to exile all non-land permanents. It's pretty much like a Niven Ural's Disc, except for exile. All is dust. Each player sacrifices all colored permanents he or she controls. Austere Command, because it's doing pretty much anything you need it to do. Now, the bottom three cards here, Terminus, Rout, Wrath of God. These are our destroy all creature effects. Spot removal that I have in the deck. We have Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, Renounce the Guilds. Here are the mana rocks of the deck. Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Mox Opal, Thran Dynamo, and of course Soul Ring. Moving on to the last 10 cards of the deck, other than the lands. These are cards that are just very, very good in EDH. Talking about the lands now. Ejiango Castle, just to prevent damage. Homeward Path, in case Sram were to get mind controlled. Inventor's Fair, because this is going to let me search my library for an artifact card. Buried Ruin, it's going to let me get an artifact back from my graveyard, just in case. Rogue's Passage, to make Sram unblockable. Cavern of Souls, because we don't want Sram to get countered. And Maze of Ith. This has been Sram Senior Edificer, another 8-minute deck tech from Jake and Joel are Magic. I am Jake. That is Joel.
Hey-o.
Thank you so much today for spending your time with us. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or rest of your morning or whatever kind of day you're going to have. Make sure that you get him alive!